Hello everyone, Cliff here in the shed, and today I'm going to be making, well, it's going to take me more than a day, but I'm going to be making a leather shoulder bag, man bag, holdall, and this is a present for someone, so let's get on with it. So this is the leather I'm going to be using for the majority of it, most of it, nearly all of it. This is just about 3mm and it's called Ghost Bridal Leather. It's very waxy, but I think all that will polish off. It's got some scars and things in it from just nature, but this is what I'm going to be using. So the first thing I'm going to do is, because I haven't made a pattern, I've got a very good idea in my head of what it is, but that's how I do things as a rule. I'll probably make some sort of patterns as I go along, but what I do know is the internal dimensions I want for it, so I know how big the front panel will be. So I'm going to cut that out and really work off of that for the rest of it. And I'm going to be lining it with this. This was it's a split I bought some time ago. So I'm going to be using that to line most of it, some of it. And I'm going to have some dividers, pockets and things inside, which are going to be out of this, which is about 1mm or less. Like I say, it's a split. So, right, I'll cut the front panel out. So this is it. This is going to be the front bit. I've cut it out and radiused these bottom edges. Now I'm going to actually skive this for the joint, because this will be about 6mm thick if I don't, and trying to bend this bit round here will be a bit of a problem, I think. So I am going to skive this off a bit around the edges. So I'm going to put about a 10mm line all round here and try my hand at skiving for the first time. Right, so I've skived the edge of this. That was a bit trickier than I thought, particularly this side. I don't know whether it's the grain of the leather or whatever, and I ballsed it up a bit just here. Just hoping the stitching will cover that up. When I come to stitch it, I might have to trim that right off rather than waste the whole thing. That's probably what I'll do actually. I'll just trim that off a couple of millimeters. Right, so I'll trim that balls up off, and I've redone the corner. Right, so now I want to make the bit that's going to be the lining and the pockets. Alright, so this is the two inside bits. I'm going to stitch these together right around here, and I'm just going to put a stitch in maybe down here and across here, make that like a little foam pocket, and make a little pocket down here, maybe for headphones or something like that. And then the whole thing, I'll completely glue the back and glue the whole thing onto here. But before I do that, I mean, I can do this, I can stitch this together now. I need the positions for the clippers to go onto here, but I haven't got the buckles yet, and I really wanted to make them so that I could see how this, where to put them. But I can get on with this stitching for now. Right, I've done this bit, sewed it. I've puckered this corner a little bit, pulled the stitching a bit too tight there, but it's right down in the bottom corner of the bag, so I think it'll be alright. So basically I'm just going to glue that completely onto this, which will be the front. This is going to be the front panel of the bag. Got a bit here for the phone, a bit here for headphones or something little that you want to put in there, and I don't know, books, something in there. So, but before I stick this on here, I've got to put the little magnetics things. I'll just get them and show you. I'm going to use these Gussets like I used on my wife's bag, because they performed rather well. So, see what I've got here. Yeah, so this bit goes into the front, and this little bit here goes onto the buckle strap things I make, and then they just click together magnetically, and they're very strong indeed. So I've got to put these two bits, two of these on here, where I'm going to put the where I want the flap and the buckle to click in. They're pretty easy to put on. You just make a slot for these little wings to go through, and then bend them over, and then when this glue's on the other side, it'll cover them up. forgot to put the metal back in on this one. Right, that's that done. So, before I stick the backing on this, because I'll have to let that dry, I'm going to get the lever back out again and cut the bit that will be the back and the flap. I'm just going to scratch around this front panel, then take it 4 inches that way, and then another 6 inches the other way, 5.5 actually. So it's this bit plus 4 for which will be the width for the bag, and then another 5.5 inches which will be the flap. So this is the first bit. Going to round the corners off. That'll be on there. It'll be 4 inches up this way. This will fold over and the straps will clip into that. Right, I can glue this one up now and then do something similar with the other side. I'm just going to smother this in glue and stick the pockets on it. Right, that's that bit glued on there. I need to cut the 4-inch bit now. That's going to be the gusset, whatever you call it. So I need to measure it. And it's got to go from there. Yeah, I can do this easier. From there. Nothing's in the way. There. 4 inches. There. 37¼ inches that's got to be. Now, what I do know is getting this stuck down, bent round here and bent right round it, and then putting the stitching holes in it and sewing it. Sewing it won't be too difficult once it's all put down there, but I might have to do it in bits. I might have to stick this, sew it, get that bit round, try and clamp it up, sew that bit, and then do around the other edge. Ain't going to be easy because this is quite unwieldy. Even though I've skived it, it's still a bit tricky to use. I do give myself tasks. So I've definitely decided I'm going to try and stick this down one edge and just round the corner, and then try and see how I get on with that and see how it goes up the other thing. I should really put the strap things on here now, but I could do it this side because I know where this is going to come, but I can't do it the other side, and they won't be that too hard to do from when it's together. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Well, I think that went a little bit better than I was expecting, but I'm just going to leave that now, let that glue go right off, and I'll see if I can stick it all the way around. But yeah, that was a bit better than I thought. I think that might be alright. We'll see. Alright, well, this has been drying for about half hour or so now, so I'm going to try and stick the rest of it round. Well, it's a bit like wrestling a bear, but I think I've done it. Got all this overhang here, but I'll see if I can let that go off and then try and cut this off and punch the holes. But don't know how it's going to hold out when I try and punch it. 4 or 5 back stitches, that should do that. Just need to melt them, and that is the end of a mammoth stitching session. So I'm going to tidy up all the edges and then get going on the back. So I've got exactly the same stitching to do on this one, which is a lot.